I operated in Oman in 1975. That was a desert environment. But the desert, again, yes, everyone looks at a desert like the Sahara, for instance, and says it's plain heat. But again, there are birds, for instance, and insects, for instance, that require water. So by just studying the wildlife, for instance, a bee has to go to water. The nomads of the jungle, of the desert, have had to travel from oasis to oasis. Again, by following wadi lines down on the bends of the wadi itself, they were formed by water. If it's damp at all, by just digging into the wadi bed on the bend, you're able to obtain water that way. If you've got some polythene bags, for instance, in your rucksack, by putting them over a leaf of a tree, because the leaves, the tree root system goes further down than you can dig, by the morning when the tree thinks it's feeding its leaves, but what it's doing is feeding into your polythene bag, so you can come along in the morning and just fill your bag up with the contents. But the Falklands is it was a totally different to, say, the North Pole and the South Pole, in that it wasn't a vast area of snow, for instance, where we could have easily built ourselves some snow holes or even made an igloo. In the Falklands, in 1 hour, you can see the 4 seasons in one go. You can lie in your sleeping bag and the sun will be out on the one side. On the other side, it would be pouring down with rain, and down at your feet it would be very wet from the rain. And of course, you've got the wind element there. The problem with the Falklands was, one, the prevailing winds. You've got no tree cover there at all. You've only got the peat bogs itself, which again you were able to get in underneath and shelter from prevailing winds, the rain. You had good rock formations that were there, and we were inclined to use those rock formations as protection from the elements.